In homage to one of my favorite YouTubers, Mitten Squad, I decided to make my own Fallout New Vegas challenge video to see if I can beat Fallout New Vegas as a crazed demolitionist. Here are the rules I've set for myself. I can only use explosive weapons, such as grenades, mines, rockets, grenade rounds, etc. I also must kill every person I come across. The only exception to this rule is Securitrons, because they're not people.
What I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. Look at that. Maybe them bullets done your brain some good. All right, I guess that about does it.
As soon as the doc was done with me, I beeline straight to Ringo in hopes of starting the town gunfight, and draw out the powder gangers to hopefully capitalize on their explosives, along with Easy Pete's dynamite cache.
Hi there.
After getting Sunny Smiles on board, and of course getting Pete's stash, I returned to Ringo to start the fight.
Time to look alive.
Armed with the mercenary grenade rifle, quickly make short work of the powder gangers. After selling all their things to old Chet, I went back into the saloon to deal with Trudy and the gang. This is also where I discovered explosives and indoors don't really mix the best. After blowing myself up about 5 times, I got the bright idea to lure everyone outside the saloon. And again, with the grenade rifle, I quickly make short work of them as well. Then after playing Ring Around the Rosie with Cheyenne for a minute, I sent her where all dogs go. Hell. And then after that, I discovered the biggest weakness of outside combat. The enemies pretty much will run away from bombs at their feet. I mean, who would have guessed this? Again, I go back in and sell all the junk to old Chet. After dealing with Chet, I head to see the old Doc Mitchell. Who, for looking so old, was surprisingly fast when it came to dodging dynamite.
You'll get...
Then I went down and dealt with Victor. I count Victor as a person. Finally, it was time to head out of Goodsprings. I started by heading south towards Prim to go up through Mitten, like every standard Fallout run.
I've got you now.
Along the way, I run into a few powder gangers, loot them for their munitions.
Damn. Running low on smokes again. Hey.
And even Malcolm Holmes makes a surprise visit. Finally, I head to Cooper to deal with these few NCR troopers. Loot all their ammo box, hoping for frags and mines. And I end up with the one mine that's on the bridge, and that's it. I deal with a few powder gangers around Prim. and I head straight to the highway patrol and deal with Vipers there. Of course, at like the beginning of this run, I use way more explosives than I get back. I quickly cross the dried lake, and that's where I run into my biggest challenge so far. The NCR Rangers who are out for my blood. Luckily, they also ran into the Vipers, who managed to somehow kill 2 of the 4 NCR Rangers. This took about a dozen attempts or so for me to finally get lucky and land the perfect dynamite and grenade rounds. After I quickly remembered that the Legion hold Mitten at this point, I figure there's no way I'm gonna take them out with a single stick of dynamite. So I decide where best to get dynamite than the Powder Ganger hideout in the prison. I went in there with about 5 different types of explosives. I left with about 4 different types of explosives. Inside, I found an average locked box, but I'm currently not smart enough to open that. So I made a note I'll return after my lockpick skill is high enough. I would never return for that box. Then making my way the backside of Mitten. Of course, I ran across the Legion party after buying plasma rounds from a traveling trader. I headed straight to Novak. Once in Novak, Cliff welcomed me in. So I gave him a gift that made him jump with joy. Then the squirrels in my brain demanded I take all the toy rockets for some reason. Anyway, on my way out of Novak, I deal with Victor and Manny, and later returned and allowed Boone to join his wife in being dead. After using so many of my explosives, I decide I need an actual weapon. I remember Annabelle's up on Big Mountain, so I head there. On my way up Big Mountain, I run into everyone's favorite Neil, who had ants in his pants and exploded for some reason.
Run! Grenade!
Anyway, I go up through Big Mountain. I go and hide in the supply room and spend about 15 minutes searching the room for the treasures that are inside. After heading back outside, I deal with the Nightkin and end up with Annabelle. I did figure out I can craft satchel charges. I pass through the 188 trading post. Everyone explodes there for some reason. Anyway, it's time for me to get back on track to New Vegas. But first, a quick stop at the Gun Runners. After showing Isaac the true power of Boone, I went inside to introduce myself to his friends as well. After selling all their gear, I went down towards the Crimson Caravan Company, killed all the traders along the way, and loaded down with all their loot. I went back to the robot vendor to sell. Luckily, I'm finally able to buy that 25mm grenade launcher. I then used the grenade launcher on the citizens of Freeside. And then head towards the Van Graffs for some reason. Along the way, I kill a few Elvis cosplayers. And then the Van Graffs give me combat armor I'll wear for the rest of the game. Loaded down again with all that gear, I head back to Mick and Ralph's to try and buy more ammo. This is where I came across some locals who I'd missed. Luckily, I took care of them. Ralph did not want to trade, but Mick didn't mind. Then I discovered I could craft grenades using microfusion cells. So I returned back to Mick to try and buy any he had. And he no longer would sell to me. So I made sure he could no longer sell to anyone. Along with Ralph as well, I took care of him. For some reason, he wanted to get in bed mid-fight. He was put to rest. Finally, I'm to the strip gate. And after dealing with the hobos along the way, I decided to take out the Securitrons at the gate. And the game crashed. And I lost about an hour of footage or so. Long story short, I killed everyone in sight, went and showed Benny why explosives are way better than a bullet to the head. Took the platinum chip from his corpse, spoke with Yes Man, killed House, let Yes Man take over, and upgraded the Securitrons. I then started on my path to killing off all the great clans. Headed to Gamora, the Tops, and then finally the White Gloves. I kill every gambler and shareman I see along the way as well. Finally, I head to go meet the boomers. I show them what it means to boom. I also realized at this point that the timed explosive grenades suck. Luckily, after looting the boomer base, I walk away with over 65 25mm grenades, 24 frags, 11 mines, 2 plasma grenades, 61 missiles, and 96 40mm grenades. And I traveled through Cazador country to get to the Great Khans by way of Goodspring. Enlightening the clan of savages to the ways of explosion. After dealing with that, it's Brotherhood of Steel's turn, which was simple and straightforward. Go in the bunker, kill everyone inside, and then just for a good measure, self-destruct the bunker. After doing that, of course, the game crashes again, and I lose another 20 minutes of footage. But it's just me going back to Yes Man, going to the substation, installing the chip, then getting ready to destroy the dam. We start the fight.
Don't you love seeing the lucky... Great. It turns out there's only one...
Of course, before starting the fight, Yes Man has to be a little snooty and remind me I never upgraded the army of Securitrons. But, oh well, who needs those anyway?
So what we do is take away the whole reason...
It's not a very hard fight when you have 60 missiles. The hardest part became, I never bought stim packs and quickly run out. And I have to resort to using water and healing powder like I'm doing some weird fitness diet. Anyway, long story short, I blow the damn turbine. Deal with some Centurions who thought it was a beach day. And now it's finally off to camp. Which, of course, I easily deal with the guards with superior firepower, because I have 60-something missiles still. Then I face the Legate, who after 2 missiles, tries to run away like a coward. Anyway, I deal with that, kill off his reinforcements, and now it's time for Olive Oil. He was actually harder than the Legate because there's no cover here and I blow myself up about a dozen times. I finally answer my own question. Can I beat Fallout New Vegas as a crazed demolitionist? Yes, I can.
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Goodsprings.
If you made it this far, why not go ahead, like, and subscribe? Leave me a comment on what you think of the video, what challenge you think I should do next, what game I should do next, any tips or tricks with editing. Hopefully the editing will get better with time and more practice. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and see ya!